Did you notice the mistake I made when I was making this book? I'm sure you did. You were probably yelling at me on the screen as you watched the last video, which was binding the cover with twine. But here's what I did. I put the inner papers, well actually I was holding the cover backwards, upside down. The cover had no directional print to it, and so when I picked it up, I just kept going. So if I hadn't put the pocket on the inner page or decorated the outer cover, I could have just flipped it around and it would have been the right way. But I can't do that now because my cover will be upside down, my gnome. So I think I've come up with a way to fix it. So this is the way we are now. I've reprinted this page. Now this is what should be on this side. So I'm going to cut this the correct width. I think I'll just cut it up to the white area. And then I'm going to cut it above, right above this little row of stars. So it'll be easier to glue it on rather than try and get it into the pocket. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this one first. And then the back will be easier because there's no pocket. So we can fix it. We can always figure out a way. Like this way. Alright, I'm going to cut this off. First I'll just cut it off the way it is. And then I'll trim it down. Put that there. This is the front inner liner. So I'm just going to make a mark where I want the top and the bottom to be. So the top I really can't cut too much off because I have this little banner here. So I'm going to cut off about 1/8 of an inch on the top. I'm just going to mark that down here, like right about there. And then the bottom are these 2 rows of stars. And they want to be right about above the top of those stars. This little star right here. So now I can trim that off. And I'm only going to leave the white part showing. I'll show you what I mean. First I'm going to cut off the top. There's my little mark. You get it straight. I'm just cutting off like 1/8, maybe 1/4 of an inch. That's the top. Now the bottom, here's my mark. Since I can't go all the way inside the pocket, that's where I'm going to cut it off. It should be right at the top of these little stars. I can see it there. So that we don't need. Now this, I'm just going to trim off the blue and just leave the white. I'm using my little wire to guide me here. Inside here is a little wire. I'm lining it up on the white, cutting that away. Same thing on this side. Lining up my wire. I can't see right now. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Cut that off. And I will give it a little dry run, make sure it fits, before I glue it on. So this is going to be right here. I'll line it up with the white. And that'll work out just fine. Perfect. Okay, we'll never know we made a mistake. Okay, now how do I want to glue this down? I think I want wet glue so that I have a little wiggle room. I don't want to put too much. And this is 34-pound paper because I wasn't sure if I used copy paper, we probably would have seen the other paper coming through. So I used a heavier paper. I think I'm gonna start at the bottom. I'm gonna do about an inch of glue, just so I can be sure I get it straight. I'm just making a little square, a little rectangle at the bottom of glue. I'm gonna put that down. Okay, this will give me a better shot at lining it up. Lining up with the white. Check the sides. Bottom looks good. But I have an inch of glue here. Let me get something to wipe out my excess glue. I have a napkin. That'll work fine. Okay. Just don't want any excess glue oozing out. I'm going to give that a minute to dry. It's going to look just fine. Let's see how the top looks. Perfect. Okay, we're going to be good. I'm able to slide it a little bit down. You can see the tops of the stars there. Okay. So now I'm going to push this back a little bit to where my glue stopped. I'm going to glue the rest of this around the white. This will go up to the top. And this side will come up. Oops, up to the top. Okay, put some glue in the middle. Plenty of glue. Now I'm just going to roll this back. I know it's straight by my first placement. And here we go. Now we have our flag on the front where it belongs. And you really can't tell. Once we fill in the pocket, you'll never know. Spread the glue around a little bit. And let's take care of that side. Very good. Now that's the front. That's the inside. Now we have to do the same to the back. So, let's see which way this went. The top or the bottom? Yeah, this way. Oh, it's the other way. I'm looking at the stars. Maybe they go this way. Yeah, that'll work better. I'm going to trim this all off. I'm going to leave most of the blue on this one because there's nothing, no pocket on here. I just want to cover that up, my upside down flag. So that'll work. My paper trimmer. Okay, I'm using my wire again. I'm going to cut this off just inside the blue. Oops. Hope everyone's having a good day. Rather cloudy out here today, but it is cool, so that's nice. It's been very hot lately. The cool weather feels good. I'm just gonna cut up a little bit of this blue. I need it all. And test it out. Seemed a little bit too long. I'll cut a little bit more off the bottom, I think. No, I'll cut a little more off the top. Just about 1/8 of an inch. Yeah, that looks good. So we all make mistakes, then we just figure out how to fix them. So we did to make a whole new cover, which really was hard to do, but if I could just fix the inner parts, why not? Putting glue all around the sides. But you're squeaking, can you hear that? Okay. A little corner. This corner. You don't want your corners coming up. So I always put a little bit of glue in the corners. Then we need a little on the center. Just all around. So it stays down. Okay. Now, let's start lining up from the bottom. Up straight here. On this edge. On the bottom. And press it down. Hold it. Press. Make sure everything's flat. Wipe up our excess glue that's come out the edge. Okay. Now we have the back. So that's good. Right. And back repaired. No longer upside down. I'm going to put my little pieces that I've already cut. I have all my pockets and tags and bits and pieces cut, ready to go. Now in the next video, we'll be working on pockets, maybe some tags. But we don't have too much to decorate because this only has a few pages, which is very nice. Okay, so I hope you like this video. If you want to see the video where I messed up and put the cover together upside down, it was called Binding the Cover with Twine. That was a previous video. I'll put a link right over here. So you can click on that. It'll take you if you want to see me putting it together. Well, I think you're probably yelling at me that it was upside down, but of course I couldn't hear you. Okay, so I hope you like this video. Please hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified when the next video is up. And also hit the like button and leave a comment. It helps my channel grow. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.